check. Check, check. Are we live? Check, check. Are we live? We are live. Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? What's going on? It's your girl, Jay. It is Friday night, and we are live here. Welcome to the show, JSpot Live on the JSpotNetwork, where we are talking all things women's hoops, and it's WNBA season, so that's what we're talking about. It's the last week, y'all. It's the last week of the regular season. It's been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on over on my side of things. But nonetheless, we know who's in the playoffs. We know who's playing who. We know dates. We know when it's starting. I got all that information for you. We're also going to recap last week. I missed the week before. Sorry. I missed last week to recap the week before. Scheduling conflicts, it just didn't work out for me. But I'm here this week. We're going to review the last week of the WNBA, which is week 17. If I'm not mistaken, and if I am mistaken, oh, well, that's what I'm naming it. So it is what it is. So thank y'all for being here, showing up on time. You know, I came late, but I had some people in the chat that was here waiting for me. What's going on? Tulip, not Tulip. Jonathan, Eagles Brothers, Stin. How y'all doing? For the first time I came to your live this early. Yeah. And I was late, so my bad. Hold on, my dog. Dude, get your ass up. Lay down. Sorry if y'all heard me. He's trying to get comfortable on the couch and he's almost fell off. And then he had the nerve to be mad at me because I moved him. I don't know if y'all heard me. But anyway, or heard him. Anyway, we are here. We're going to go ahead and as people are trickling in, whether they trickle in now, trickle in later, if they're a part of the replay game, always remember, go ahead and give me that like. The thumbs up is free. It helps me out. If you like what you're watching, go ahead and give me the sub. That's always great. And as always, feel free to comment, drop your comments in the chat below. And then share my stuff. Yeah, that's what we do. All right, so let's get into the games last week. Starting with Saturday. Excuse me. I'm a little bit under the weather, y'all. I've had the worst allergies this past week, and I've been going through it over here. So hopefully I can last without having an allergy attack on air. We're gonna cross our fingers and hope that we make it. All right, so last week, going all the way back to last Friday, September 5th. Not that these games meant anything huge. For the most part, the only two teams that were still kind of battling for the last spot in the playoffs was Seattle and LA, and that came down to the second to last game, where Seattle ended up winning. Even though LA did win, Seattle needed to lose. They didn't lose, and there we go. LA made it. I mean, LA didn't make it, and Seattle did. So on Friday, we had LA taking on Atlanta. Atlanta beat them 104-85. Leading scorer for LA was De'Erica with 26. Leading scorer for Atlanta was Ryan Howard at 37. She's been balling like crazy. Like, Ryan has had a really solid season this year. She's been sidetracked a little bit with some injuries, but when she's on the floor, she's been doing well. I think she tied her own record for the most threes, I think at 9 or something like that. I don't know if that's a record or came in second, but it's a big deal. But she did that twice this season. But like I said, for LA, Hamby 26, 7, and 5. We had Kelsey Plum, 20 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. We had Rakia Jackson, 17 points, 1 rebound. And that was it for double figures on Atlanta. You had along with Ryan Howard's 37 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. You had Bree Jones with 12 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. And Maya Caldwell off the bench, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Then we had Chicago taking on Indiana. No Angel, no CC. So just a regular game. Kelsey Mitchell did what Kelsey Mitchell always does, and that's cook almost everybody on every team. She had 20 points. Well, actually, let's go to Chicago first. Mick Oyunwede, she had 18 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. She shared the top spot with Camilla Cardoso, who had 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks from my girl. And then E. Will came off the bench with 13 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, got herself a nice double there. Indiana, like I said, Kelsey Mitchell led everyone with 20 points, 8 assists. Natasha Howard, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals. Odyssey Sims, 13 points, 4 assists. Aaliyah Boston, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. And then Ariel Powers coming off the bench with 10 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and 2 steals. So that was it for that game. I didn't watch. Y'all know I don't watch Indiana games, so I didn't really see what was going on there. But that was also the game. Yeah, that was the game that Angel was suspended for. I mean, not that I would have watched it anyway, but that's where all the things started going downhill for Chicago. Eagles brother says next year, can we not get 5 games between Chicago versus Indiana? Chicago is not on Indiana level, and it just seems like a league office cash grab upon pushing racism as their main pull. Right, because there was never there was never a rivalry between Indiana and Chicago in the history. Now, even though Chicago's not on that level, watching them go against when everybody's playing, let me put it that way. When everybody's playing, we give good competition to the Aces. Watching the matchups between Fee and Angel when we play Minnesota is always good. We do pretty well against New York. So I mean, there's several other teams that I feel like Chicago has good matchups and does a good job with. Outside of Indiana, I'm kind of tired of Indiana because they're always pushing the that narrative around, and there's so much more to offer that particular matchup between those two teams than what the obvious is, but they never talk about it, they never lean into it. So what is the point, right? Jeremy is in the house. What's going on? Stan says yeah, and Donna agrees with Eagles brothers, and so do I. The next game was New York versus Seattle, and New York did win 84-76. Seattle, the top scorers, Stewie had 24 points, NECA had 20 points. For Seattle, along with NECA, you had Skylar Diggins with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. Slim had 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. And Erica Wheeler off the bench, 12 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 1 steal. She's been clutch. I don't know if y'all watch a lot of Seattle basketball, but she's been clutch. I mean, I was wondering how they were going to do with having Slim come over there, because kind of her and Erica kind of play the same position. I know sometimes they switch off between point guard and the 2 guard, but she's been a great compliment off the bench. Starting is a big deal, but sometimes coming off the bench is just as powerful. You know what I'm saying? If y'all watch how Natisha Heineman has been performing off the bench. Look at what Jewel Lloyd has been doing off the bench. Um, if you're able to come in and make an impact, I mean, it's only 5 spots. If you have a deep bench, I think that means more than having like five lights out players when you don't have a bench, because if something happens to one of them, you don't have any backup. But when you can go to your bench and you have a solid group, or at least 1 to 2, maybe 3 really solid players that can come in and do some work, I think that that can go a long way. So I don't know if they're going to keep them. Like, everything's up in the air after this season. New CBA, we already know this. I think everybody went to random teams just to see how things would go. And once they get the CBA going, if they get it going, and if we have a season, they're going to end up going to the places that they really want to go to and play with the players that they really want to. You know what I'm saying? They'll figure something out. But I think these teams are going to look a lot different than they do right now. So I don't know if we're going to continue to see a Slim and Erica Wheeler on Seattle together, but, only time will tell. I mean, they're in the playoffs now. Let's see what they do. Hey, what's going on, KRL? KRL says, hopefully they learn from this year, which is an epic fail. Yep. Eagles brother says, I hope we bring Slim and E-Dub back next year. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, everything is up in the air as far as that's concerned. Let's move on to Saturday. We had 2 games on Saturday. Phoenix took on Connecticut. Connecticut this is a team that is finding their stride and just finding their joy in playing, and kind of making some ripples. Even though they were the last team, they ended up not being the last team. I think they ended up beating us, if I'm not mistaken. I think yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. I'll check the standings in a second. But I think they we're above Chicago. Dallas ended up being last. But this was a team that was dead last, wasn't winning many games, but they kept fighting, and they made a splash. Like, this is a team you can see that if they continue to build, they can actually actually be like a strong contender. We didn't know what to think with Connecticut losing everybody. Everybody left besides Olivia Nelson-Adota and Marina Mabry. Both of them had injuries, so the new players, along with Tina Charles, had to literally carry this team, and they did a good job up until a certain point. And then you get Mabry back, and she was a big help coming back in as like a solid player. But yeah, they put some teams on notice. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't beat the Aces, but they beat New York. They beat Indiana. Did they beat Minnesota? Maybe not. I feel like they beat more over 500 teams than a lot of the bottom teams. I'll just say that. Jeremy says, of course, I got T for my 6th Woman of the Year. Okay. Eagles brother says, if Connecticut continues to retool, they can be a thorn to many W teams moving forward. I got to figure out how to sit because my back is hurting. Sorry. I'm going to have to lean back a little bit, y'all. And then we had the Valks. Valks taking on Minnesota. Valks, another team that no one expected to do much this season, and they are in the thick of the playoffs. Not number 8. They definitely made a splash with a bunch of players that, quote unquote, no team wanted because they weren't protected. A lot of, what, people would consider bench players, no star power. We said it all. I'm not going to lie. We said it all about the Valks. We just didn't know what to expect. And they came in and played with such, I don't want to say it's a chip on their shoulder, but they just played like they didn't have anything to lose. Like, there was no expectations. Nobody really has a lot of expectations for a expansion team. I think the last expansion team, I think they said like won 5 games or something crazy like that in their first season. or was that Chicago? When they first get started. It might have been Chicago. But you just don't have a big expectation for the Valks. And they came in and they kind of, I ain't gonna lie, they kind of shut us up. They got a lot of power there. They can kill you real quick with the three ball. Their defense is really good. They're a fast paced team. So Natalie did great over there as a first time coach with a bunch of players that, people felt that weren't going to be great. So um, as far as the top performers we had, speaking of Natisha Heidemann, she led the team with 24 points, and Kalia Charles led the Valks with 15. So if we go to the Valks, we had Sulan, Repair, and Charles all with 15 points. Sulan had 15, 8, 2, and 1. Repair had 15, 6, 2, and 2. Charles had 15, 8, 3, and 1. And Burton had 14, 6, 6, and that's it. Off the bench, they didn't have anybody that had double figures. Go to Minnesota. Like I said, Natisha Heidemann off the bench, 24 points. I think this is the game where she was shooting all those threes. Yeah, she shot 6 threes that game, 6 of 10. She had 24 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 3 steals. And then Nafisa Collier, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Courtney Williams, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Jessica Shepard, 12 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Courtney's also been, solid for her team. She's a deadly with the midi. She has her off nights, but you can't really sleep on her because she can hit you. And then it just depends on how Kayla McBride is feeling. Like Minnesota can be a dangerous team. They're usually more efficient than a lot of the other teams. Fee, we know what Fee does. Fee does Fee things. We'll talk about her a little bit later with the accomplishments she made this season. But another good team that you really can't sleep on. Jeremy says, I hope that hope Tina comes back to Connecticut, but I'm interested to see what Morrow will do. Oh, my girl niece. I'm so proud of her. She had a really good rookie year after having such a slow start, dealing with her injury, and then trying to make an impact off the bench, eventually moving into the starting role. A lot of people have some things to say about her. They think that she's undersized. They think that she doesn't have a motor. They think that, she can't really battle with the fours in the league. And I think she's proven that she's not scared. She's up for the challenge, and she's going to do what she needs to do to get her job done. And she's been up against some of the best. I've seen her play against AT. I've seen her against Angel. I've seen her, like, she goes hard. I've seen her against the JJs and the Stewies, and she doesn't back down. And that's what I love about Nice. Jeremy says, can't sleep on Valks. Got to be us, but much better. Okay, the next day, excuse me, y'all. On Sunday, we had Indiana taking on Washington. Indiana did win 94-65. Indiana was led by Natasha Howard with 17 points. Mystics was led by my girl Sony with 17 points. So for Washington, Sony 17 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Kiki, they're usually the 1-2 punch on that team. Kiki, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Shakira Austin, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. And that was it in double figures. For Indiana, you had Natasha Howard with 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Aaliyah Boston with a double-double with 12 and 11. And also 5 assists, 1 steal. Kelsey Mitchell, who didn't score a lot, but they still ended up with the dub, 10 points, 1 assist. Coming off the bench, you had Ariel Powers with 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Shea Petty, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. Then we had Dallas taking on LA. LA put a whooping on Dallas. Dallas was led by, of course, Paige Beckers. Julie Alleman, 21 points. Is this the game? Is this the game? Yes, this is the game. This is the game. Julie said, I don't know if y'all have heard about me, but she hit 8 for 8. She was 100% from the field, 21 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 5 steals, 3 threes, 8 for 8 on field goals, 2 for 2 on free throws, 100% across the board. Didn't miss nothing. Not a free throw, not a 3-pointer, not a regular shot. She was all over the place. 21 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Hamby, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Azare had a double-double with 13 and 11. She also had 2 assists and 2 steals. And Kelsey Plum, 12 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Rakia, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And Ray Burrell off the bench, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Sorry, y'all. I just ate right before that. Before this, I got me a little indigestion. And then Chicago took on Vegas again. This was this was the half suspension game for Angel. There were thoughts that she might come into the second half and play. I don't know what a half suspension is, but she got one. And she decided, well, her back was not well or right. It was tight. And understandable if you're just sitting on the bench for an hour, because you think about how long in real time is one half of basketball. It's about an hour, maybe a little bit more. So you're just sitting there. You warmed up, but then you're just sitting on the bench. And then you don't get that much time to warm up again for halftime, and then you want her to just jump into the game and play against Asia Wilson. I wouldn't do that. Like, no. You gotta let me warm up for real. Like, you can't. What? No. No, I have a career ahead of me. I'm not trying to take myself out. So she did not play. But Chicago was led by Michaela Onyenwede's 12 points, and Asia was doing Asia things. She had 31 points. Also on Chicago, we had Rachel Big Mama Rach, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. E. Will had 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Camilla, 10 points, 15 rebounds, got herself a double-double, 3 assists. Uzin had 10 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. That was it for my Vegas Aces. Asia got a double-double, 31 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. Jackie Young, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal. I remember Asia saying in the post interview that Jackie kept trying to get her the ball so she could shoot it, so she can get her 10th assist, and Asia wasn't paying attention and didn't do it. So I thought that was pretty funny. Chelsea Gray had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. And then that was it in double figures. Then we go on to Monday. It was just one game. It was Connecticut against Atlanta. Connecticut did lose 62-87. Connecticut was led by Sanaya Rivers, 16 points, and Ryan Howard's 18 points led Atlanta. For Connecticut, other top performers, Anissa Morrow got herself another double-double. She is the double-double queen from college, right? She's the number 2. She has, I think she made over, I think it was like 103 double-doubles in her college career, number 2 after Courtney Paris. But 13 points, 14 rebounds, 1 steal. Tina Charles, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And that was it on Connecticut. As far as Atlanta, Ryan Howard, her 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Alicia Gray, 15 points, 6 rebounds. Naz Hillman, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. And Maya Caldwell off the bench, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals. And BG off the bench, 10 points, 2 rebounds. That was that on Monday. Then we go to Tuesday. We have 4 or 5 games. New York took on Washington. They did win 75-66. Washington was another team where you can't really sleep on them. Although they didn't have the best record, down the stretch, they still were a team that you had to watch out for. You couldn't, take your foot off the gas on them because they do have the ability to score as well, pretty fast. And they were the comeback kids. I think now looking at that, a lot of that was Brittany Sykes, her ability to get to the line and draw the fouls, because almost every game they were down, they found a way to come back into the game, and usually it was led by Brittany Sykes. So she's no longer on the team. I think that formula's not there anymore. They're probably not getting the calls that they were used to getting because Slim would get those calls. Um, Nonetheless, they've been a great team this season. Another surprising team. So for Washington, we had Kiki with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Sony Citron, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Shakira Austin, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And that was it for them. On New York, Stewie, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. JJ with a double double, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Natasha Cloud with 11 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists. And Emma Messaman coming off the bench, 19 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. Minnesota took on Indiana. Minnesota did lose to Indiana, 72-83. Jessica Shepard led Minnesota with 16 points. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever with 18 points. On Minnesota, you had Shepard with 16, 7, and 2, also 2 steals. Atlanta Smith, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. This is a game that Fee did not play in. I cannot pronounce this person's name. Wait, here we go. Klundikova. Klundikova. Okay. Maria Klundikova, 12 points, 7 rebounds off the bench. That was it for them. For Indiana, like I said, Kelsey Mitchell, 18 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Olivia. Odyssey Sims, 15 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Also 1 steal. Aaliyah Boston, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Natasha Howard, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. And then off the bench, Dantes with 10.6 rebounds. Let me see. Eagles brother says my voice just now recovered from me cheering for Seattle getting that last playoff spot. That was a good game, and much respect to the Valks. Oh yeah, that was a good game. That was the LA game was also a good game for them trying to see if they can make it into the playoffs. The next game that night was Chicago versus Aces. We had to play them 3 times, 2 times pretty much back to back. We lost. We lost 92-61. This was another game where it was told to us that Angel was probably going to play, and then she did not. Spoiler alert, she never came back after that. I think the last game she played was Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken. And then we had Indiana, which she was suspended by the league. And then she had the half suspension when they played the Vegas game. Yeah, it's been crazy. Anyway, Chicago was led by my girl, Camila Cardoso, with 13 points, and Jewel Lloyd on the Aces had 15. On Chicago, can't say her name. Michaela Oyunwade also had 13 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. Camilla, like I said, had 13 points, but she also had 13 rebounds, another double double, 3 assists, 2 blocks. That was it. Vegas, on the other hand, Jackie Young, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. Nalissa Smith, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Asia Wilson, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Chelsea Gray, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Jewel Lloyd coming off the bench leading the team, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. And then Dana Evans, 13 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists. I will say Camilla had herself a game the past 2 games against the Aces. Um, Very proud to see her growing and improving. She kind of gets, as far as coverage, gets put on the back burner. I remember there was a game, I want to say it was when they played New York. I think that was the game where both of them scored over 20 points. One had 22, one had 21. And it was on Sports Center. And they never mentioned Camilla actually had 22 points. They never mentioned her the whole time until the very end. And they said, "Oh yeah, Camilla Cardoso had 22 points." It's something like the whole time. Like it was crazy. But yeah, I was very happy to see her just doing work. I mean, I teased that it was an audition because if things don't go the right way in Chicago, I would love to see her play in Vegas. I think they can use her presence down low. And now that they have Nalissa Smith and they have CPT, I think having somebody like Camilla would definitely help, like diversify that area there and give them a lot of different options. So Asia will not have pressure on her with moving people in and out if that position or that the post is kind of fully staffed. Then we had LA versus Phoenix. LA did beat Phoenix 88-83. LA was led by De'Erica Hamby's 25 points. Satu led Phoenix with 24 points. Also on Phoenix, you had AT with another triple double, 10, 11, and 10. Also 2 steals. Sably had 14 and 5. Sammy Whitcomb came off the bench with 11 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. For LA, like I said, Hamby 25 points. She also had 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Kelsey Plum 17 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 1 steal. Ray Burrell off the bench, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. Golden State took on Seattle. That was the game that Eagles Brothers was talking about. Kind of came down to the wire. Janelle Saloon had 22 points. Erica Willer, 17. Erica Willer, I was just talking about her. Erica Willer with that dagger. And then I think at the very end it was a steal or something and a fast break and NECA ended up hitting that shot. But yeah, it was up. That was a really good game. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's that game or not. I think it is though. For Golden State, along with Sulan's 22.6 rebounds, you had Timmy with 14.6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Burton with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 steal. Kalia Charles, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. And that was it for Seattle. NECA had 16 points, 8 rebounds. Slim had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Skylar had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And then, like I said, coming off the bench, Erica Willer, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Wednesday was one game. That was Atlanta versus Connecticut. Got a little chippy there. Nice and Nas Hillman. They took care of it. Wasn't anything crazy, but I love to see Nice be like, listen, don't play me. I ain't the one nor the two. Let me see. Atlanta won 88-72. Let me see. Atlanta was led by BG 17 points, and Marina Mabry led Connecticut with 22. Also on Connecticut, Sanaya Rivers 16 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Anissa Morrow with yet another double double, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 1 steal. That was it in double figures for Atlanta. You had Ryan Howard 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Bree Jones 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Alicia Gray 13 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. And BG, like I said, off the bench 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. And Nia Coffey 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist off the bench. And then the final games of the season, of the regular season, was yesterday. And we had New York taking on Chicago. That was the game that, it just summed up our season. But Stewie led New York with 24. Maddie Westbelt finally broke out, 25 points. That girl was balling at the end of the game. She led the team, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal off the bench. Camilla, another great game, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 4 blocks. JJ wasn't really scoring on her. JJ really wasn't doing as much on her. So I'm happy to see her matchups aren't really making their averages. That just shows that Camilla's putting in work on the defensive side as well. Big Mama Rach, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists, 1 steal. Mick had 11 points, six rebounds, 1 assist. Kia Nurse had 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And that was it for New York Liberty. Stewie's 24, 6-3. Saab had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists. Rebecca Gardner off the bench, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 3 steals. And Emma Messiman, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal and 1 block. Phoenix taking on Dallas. Dallas did a number on Phoenix, 97-76. They had took their starters out, I think, sometime near the second half. So it wasn't as competitive, I guess, as it could have been. Satu had 14 points to lead Phoenix, and Paige Beckers 24 points to lead Dallas. Let's see. Sably and Kalia Brown, the only two in double figures for Phoenix. Kalia Brown. Oh, not Kalia. Kalani. I forgot Kalani Brown played. Kalani Brown came off the bench and played. I'm thinking about Kalia Charles. Kalani Brown, 12 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. Everybody scored except for Sammy Whitcomb. So they had like a balanced scoring, but the only two people that were in double figures were Satu and Kalani Brown. On Dallas, you had Maddie Segrist with 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, along with Paige Becker's 24 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Okonkwo, is that how you say that? Okonkwo had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals. Zaza had 20 points and 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. I wasn't able to watch that game last night. Valks took on Minnesota. Minnesota did win 72-53. The leading scorer on Golden State was Xander Lassini with 8 points. That's very low scoring for Golden State. And then Tisha Heidemann again came off the bench with 21 points. Golden State, like I said, nobody was in double figures. The next person next to Xander Lassini, you also have Veronica Burton with 8 points, Kalia Charles with 8 points, and Repair with 8 points. Minnesota had Nafisa Collier with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Jessica Shepard, 11 points, 14 rebounds off the bench. And that was that. These last few games, they don't really, I'm not saying they don't really put anything into it, but this is when they start resting players, taking players out of the games, just because if they already know where they're going to be, it's fine. Although Vegas was fighting for second place, second place seeding in the playoffs. So they really did have something to play for. And did they? They beat LA 103-75, led by none other than Asia Wilson, 23 points. Sarah Ashley Barker led LA with 15 points. Also on LA, you had Hamby with 15.6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. You also had KP with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. Azare did not score in double figures in points, but she did have 12 rebounds. For Vegas, Asia had a double-double, almost had a 20-20 game, 23 and 19 with four assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks. Jo had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 12 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Chelsea Gray, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 7 steals. I think they said it was some kind of record or some kind of something they did with having 2 guards get 10 plus assists in the same game. Nalissa Smith had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and then Jewel Lloyd coming off the bench, 21 points, 3 rebounds. And that is it. That is it for the scores. We will go over who is playing who for the playoffs. But hold on, let me answer this message real quick. Hold on, y'all. All right. All right. So as far as the playoffs are concerned, before I get to that, players of the game, players of the week, Ryan Howard on the East, Asia Wilson on the West. I think this is like almost 20 or something players of the week that Asia has received. Let me see. I got to zoom in on it because I can't see. Ryan Howard averaged 22.4 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 4.8 assists. Asia averaged 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks during that time. So shout out to them. Also during this time, my Aces, 16 game win streak. The last time they lost was that game that they had against Minnesota when they lost by 53 points. And Asia sent that text and said, if you're not embarrassed and you're not upset and you don't want to change things, please stay at home. Please do not show up to this facility. Please do not join the team. Please do not pass go. Go straight to jail. Like, we don't want you here. And whatever message that, shook things up, and they haven't lost the game since. They won 16 straight. Now I was just hoping that Chicago would get themselves together and we might be able to steal one. I mean, I needed one for my hashtag Scases, which I don't know how long that's going to be a thing anymore, but they won 16 straight. Ended the season the number 2 seed, after at one point being in the number 8th spot, with threats of not even making the playoffs. And look how they turned themselves around. They have not lost a game since that 53-point loss. And hopefully they can take that momentum with them to the playoffs. I don't want a whole bunch of pressure on them to continue any streaks or anything. Like, we're starting fresh here. Of course you want to build off that momentum, but you don't want we got to stay undefeated, or we got to continue the streak, or we got to do whatever to be on your mind. The only thing that should be on your mind is how can you get to that chip. And so hopefully they've been there before, so I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. But I just hope they continue on whatever they have going on, and they're clicking at the right time, doing things at the right time, playing aces ball, which is usually very exciting, skillful basketball mixed in with a little bit of fun. And when they're having fun on the court, is usually really, for me, really entertaining to watch. So shout out to my aces for doing their thing. All right. Is this the playoff thing now? So the playoffs are set. I don't know if y'all can see that, but we know now that Minnesota, Valks, New York, and Phoenix are on one side of the bracket. Uh, Aces, Seattle, Atlanta, Fever on another side of the bracket. So one of these teams between Minnesota and New York will not make it to the finals. So we already are going to have a new team in the finals. It would not be Minnesota and New York. They're going to have to take themselves, one of them out, each other. They're going to have to, if they both win their first rounds, they're going to have to take, each other out, and whoever wins that is going to go to the finals. But first up, we got Minnesota versus the Valks, and Phoenix versus New York. That should be very interesting. These are best of 3 in this first round. The second round, let me go to the other side. Then you got the Aces versus Seattle. That's going to be good. Atlanta versus Indiana. I'm rooting for Atlanta, but the way that Kelsey Mitchell has been playing, it's possible they might be able to do something, but I don't know if they can take out Atlanta in a full series. But that's to be determined. We shall see. But both of these first rounds are best of 3. Then you go to the semifinals. That's going to be a best of 5. So it depends on who wins those. Let's say if I choose Minnesota to take out Valks, and I'm going to say Phoenix might take out New York. It might be a Minnesota Phoenix semifinals, best of 5. I'm always going to go for my aces. So my aces take out Seattle, and I think Atlanta can take out Fever. Then it'll be aces and aces in Atlanta, best friends going at it with each other. The cool thing about, not the cool thing, the good thing about that is Atlanta has not beaten the Aces this year, so they kind of have that upper hand. So I hope it'd be cool. We don't know yet, but it'd be definitely cool to see the Aces go back to the finals. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy if they can do that, pull that off after the start that they had. This right here, these are dates. So if you guys are interested in following these games, if you guys don't know, League Pass was taken off of YouTube TV. If you guys watch YouTube TV, that's how I was watching all my games. It's been taken off, but you can get it through, I think, Amazon. Amazon will I got it. I renewed my package, or I got my package on Amazon, but I don't know. I just like to watch older games. None of these are going to be, I have ESPN and ESPN2 and all those other channels, so I should be okay to watch. Donna says no. Atlanta will take out the Fever. Okay, I got you. Eagles brother says the Aces have hunt my dreams as a Storm ever since we beat them in that 2020 championship. This dominance over us has to end this series. Anyway, I'll be at game 2 in Seattle. Oh, okay, you get to go to all the cool stuff. I'll be rooting for my team at my house, but I hope you have a good time there, Eagles brothers. But the Storm, let me tell you, the Storm started it. The Storm started the Asia Wilson you see today. That was the turning point. I don't know if y'all ever read her book, Dear Black Girls, but she talked about them going to the finals, playing Seattle, getting swept. She took a lot of that on herself. She felt a lot of it was her fault. And it really changed the course of her thinking, of her being competitive, and of her being ready. And she never wanted to feel that feeling again. So, you know, she she became the woman she is today. So shout out to Seattle for causing that. But if we're looking at Seattle versus Vegas, here is the schedule for that. If you can see that, let me go find it on my phone so I can see. So game one, I think all the games, I think all of them, if not most of them, start on Sunday. So game one will be Sunday at 10 p.m. Oh my God. Oh, I forget they're playing Seattle. These are going to be late games. Oh, I was thinking of doing like an Aces playoff recap show with me and Sess, but 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock my time, that means the game won't be over till 11. Ooh, that might be crazy. Anyway, these are Eastern time. So game one is Sunday at 10 o'clock. Game two is Tuesday at 9:30. And then game three, if there's a game three, will be they will let us know what time that's going to be, but that's going to be on Thursday. Game one and game two will be on ESPN, and if we have a game three, that will be on ESPN two. New York and Phoenix, again, game one is going to be on Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern. That's going to be on ESPN. Looks like all this is on ESPN. Game two on Wednesday, September 17th. It'll be at 8 p.m. And then if game three, if necessary, will be on Friday. And that time is yet to be determined. So I think Phoenix has the home court advantage. So it starts in Phoenix. Game one in Phoenix, game two in New York, game three, if possible, in Phoenix. Same thing with the Aces. Game one at the Aces, game two at Seattle. Game three, if necessary, is in Vegas. And then we have, what's the next one? The next one's Golden State versus Mini. That game also starts Sunday. That one's at 1 o'clock. Everything's on ESPN. 1 o'clock at Minnesota. Game two is Wednesday. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's at the Valks. And then game three, if necessary, at Minnesota has to be determined, but that game will be on Friday. And then what's the last one? Indiana and ATL. ATL has the better record, so they will start in Atlanta. Looky here. The one game. Game one will be on ABC, not ESPN like the other ones. It'll be at 3 o'clock because, of who they're playing. We'll be in Atlanta. Game two will be at the Fever, 7:30 on ESPN on Tuesday the 16th. And then you have game three, if needed, will be in Atlanta on Thursday, September 8th. That'll be on ESPN 2, and they don't have a time quite yet. Eagles brother says Minnesota can't rest too easy on Golden State, especially when they play in Valhalla. Are they? Are they going to get to play there? Because I heard they had some conflicting. They had already scheduled some kind of tournament or something to be played there, so they won't be able to play. I don't think they get to play at home unless they go into the second round, because they only get one opportunity to go home in the first round, and I think that one is booked. Ain't that crazy? All right. Here's some information just in case y'all want to know the end of season awards. When are they going to announce the different things here? So we're going to get, why did they make this so little? We're going to get the most improved player is going to drop Monday, September 15th. That's actually this Monday coming up. We're also going to get defensive player of the year is going to drop on Thursday, September 18th. Announcement of the 5 finalists who they are considering for the most valuable player. That will be announced on Friday, September 19th. Also, just in case, I mean, we're going to get to it, but Angel's shoe comes out Thursday, September 18th. Her Angel Reese ones. So that'd be cool. Wouldn't it be cool if she got, well, I don't think she'll get Defensive Player of the Year, but if she got like some kind of nomination, that'd be cool. Um, the sixth Player of the Year will be announced on September 20th. That's on a Saturday. Then the Sunday, September 21st, we will find out who the MVP is. And the Rookie of the Year, they don't have a time for that yet. But finalists for MVP, they'll let us know on Friday, which I think we already know. We already know. I think we know who the finalists are, right? It's between AT, Asia, and Fee, right? And they might throw in. I don't know if they'll do Alicia Gray or Kelsey Mitchell, but I think they said the five finalists. So Asia, Fee, AT, Kelsey Mitchell, Alicia Gray, right? That's what I think. And then we'll find out on Sunday, the 21st, who that is. The next set of dates, we will get Coach of the Year will be named on Wednesday, September 17th. The Kim Perot Sportsman Award will be announced on Monday, September 22nd. The WNBA Basketball Executive of the Year, that will not be Jeff. That's going to be named on Tuesday, September 23rd. The WNBA All Rookie Team is going to be named September 29th. The All Defensive First and Second Teams will be announced October 1st. The Business Executive Leadership Award will be announced October 2nd. And then the WNBA First and Second Teams will be announced on October 7th. Donna says, no, they play in San Jose. Valhalla should have moved the other event. They should have. I guess they were thinking, what are the odds that we'll actually make it to the playoffs when no other team in the history of the W as an expansion team has made it their first year. And so look what happened. Now they don't get to play. And I think they get most of their energy from the fans in that place. And now, not to say they won't have it in, what do you say, San Jose, but it ain't the same. It ain't the same. Somebody fumbled. Next up, some other awards that were named. We had our peak performers. These are the ones that led in the major categories. Pretty much the same ones from last year outside of AT. It was Caitlin last year for assists, but this year we got Asia again leading in points. We got Angel again leading in rebounds. And this time we got AT leading in assists. So shout out to them for their hard work and dedication. Also, speaking of Alyssa Thomas, she has 338 assists. That is the most assists in a single season. She took that record from, I think Cece had it last season. AT snatched it back and said, give me that because, that's my title. I do assists. That's what I do. I do assists and I do triple doubles. So she got that back. Fee, last night, Fee made it into the 50, 40, 90 club. She ended her season being 53.1% in field goal, 40% on threes, and 90% free throws. Only the second person ever in the WNBA to hit that. I believe the first one was EDD, Elena Deladon. And Coach Reeves said, listen. The last person that had a 50, 40, 90 game, she got MVP. The numbers don't lie. And then Becky said, I don't care about what your numbers say. Asia is the MVP. I don't know if y'all been watching it, but Becky and Cheryl have been taking shots at each other. They've been doing this. They've been doing this for a minute. Not just this year. They were doing it last year too. They've been doing this. So you know Becky rides for Asia. That's her girl. She's gonna stand up for her. She's gonna be her cheerleader. She's gonna be her, make sure that she is talked about. Make sure people remember her. Make sure they are getting those votes in. Becky really does ride for her players. So it's so funny that they're talking to each other, but they're not really talking to each other. Pretty funny. Eagles brother says, "Wow, congrats to AT, and she's not even a guard. Nope, she's not even a guard. I think she has the record for the most. She had the record for the most triple doubles consecutively. She had 3 games back to back to back with triple doubles. I think she has the record for the most triple doubles in a season. Let me look it up because I 13 is in my head. I don't know if that's the number or not. Let me see how many. Let me see real fast how many she got. Eight. I'm sorry. I don't know where I got 13 from. Eight. She got 8 triple doubles this season. I think she had the record of 6 prior to that. But 8 triple doubles. Jackie came in second with 2, and then we had quite a few people with 1 this season. And then, like I said, Angel is dropping her shoes. This is not one of them that's coming out on the 18th. On the 18th, she's dropping. I forgot to put that picture up. The pink ones, which are called Me Bounds. The black and white ones, the ones that I'm gonna get, which are called Receipts Ready, and the original ones, which are called Diamond Dust. They're the white ones with the little iridescent mother of pearl kind of colors on it. That will be coming out uh, on the 18th. Those 3. She just dropped a new colorway, which is this one. It's called Giving Grace. And those will be out in October. I kind of like those. She wore those to the game yesterday. I kind of like those. I have to see how they look on my feet. They looked real. They look different on TV than they do in this picture. Um, I kind of wish it was more white and then gray, but it kind of looks like it's almost like a tan and a gray. But I'll still rock them. And then she also dropped, or they didn't come out yet, but she announced this colorway, which is, it looks yellow here, but it's definitely more of a beige color. Probably the color of this hat, maybe. It's called Tiago. That's named after her Yorkie puppy. So those are cool. So they're kind of, the reason why it's brown, because if y'all know Yorkies, when they're puppies, they're brown and tan. Actually, now that I think about it, her dog did not change colors. Most Yorkies start off black and tan or brown and tan, and then they immediately start to turn gray. That doesn't indicate that they're old. That usually indicates that they're purebred. They turn gray pretty early on. I think mine, he was fully gray at like 6 months or something like that. He lost his little tan color, but I do have one of my Yorkies. If his hair grows all the way out, he is a darker color. He doesn't look as gray until we shave him, and then he's gray. But my other dog is fully gray. Been that way. Her dog is more of a tan and like a blonde kind of color, which I don't know what kind of Yorkie that would be classified as. My 2 boys, their mom is blonde, which is crazy. I've never seen a blonde Yorkie, but they come in all colors. Anyway, that's beside the point. I get to talk about Yorkies, and I kind of lose the plot. But anyway, Tiagos. So I don't know if y'all are interested or y'all like those, but those are the brand new ones right here. The Giving Grace, and then like a week and a half before she announced these Tiagos. And then a little bit more news around the dub. We had Sylvia Fowles, Maya Moore, and Sue Bird were all introduced, inducted, inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, which is pretty dope. If y'all can see the graphics, it has all their accomplishments on it. We all know the story of Maya Moore. Maya Moore came in here, won 4 championships, and said peace. Like, I did what I needed to do. She won other stuff too, but she played a heck of a game during her 8 years of playing basketball and then rolled out. But all the stuff that she's accomplished in the little bit of time that she was here in the W, she went on to be a freedom fighter, a criminal justice fighter. And, sometimes your calling is something else, but, us fans kind of feel like we wish she could have been around long, a little bit longer, but it is what it is. Shout out to Maya Moore, Sylvia Files. She looked amazing. Um, she's part of the Minnesota crew that, won those championships as well. Her, Maya Moore, Simone Augustus, all of them were on that team, Lindsay Whalen. But yeah, shout out to them for making it into the Hall of Fame. I think that deserves a little applause. Let's give them some applause. All right, now we're gonna get into the fashion. So last week I wasn't here. Some of these fashions are from the week before, some of them are from now, but we're just gonna go through them really quickly. This one I loved. I don't remember, I don't think I had this on the last show, but I chose this one in particular of Angel. Those shoes are fire. Just the way those shoes are made, they're pretty dope. They're pretty dope. But that's Angel there. We got my girl niece. I love this skirt. This skirt is so dope to me. I don't know what it's just. It's tattered, it's torn, but it's dope to me. I like this skirt. Um, we got Rakia never misses, looking like she's coming out the Matrix. What was Marina feeling like? Somebody tell me. Look at this. See through. Do y'all see that? Marina ain't never dressed like this. I don't remember Marina dressing like this when she was on Chicago last season. I don't know. Somebody tell me that's been following her career. I think I think Sanaya has changed her life. and she's a little bit more daring, but I put her on here just because I'm like, what in the world is going on with Marina? The outfit she had on, I wish I would have had it. The outfit she had on yesterday, oh, that was a fire outfit. Oh man, I forgot to get it on here, but man, that was fire. Right here, here's Asia coming in. This is just a regular look, but I thought the pop of color with the red heels and the red purse was cute. Here is Sanaya Rivers in her Adidas. I think that's like a soccer jersey or something like that. I thought that was a cute little outfit. Diamond Miller showing the thighs. I thought this was a cute little number. This halter with this skirt. I think this skirt is really cute. Rakia again. Rakia is in her black era. I think a lot of her clothes have been black. If now that I think about it, I haven't seen like too much color from her. I think she did wear a white bodysuit, if I'm not mistaken, earlier this season, but she's in her black era. Um, Niece, look at those abs. That girl, it don't even look real. It looked chiseled. It looked like I don't know how old most of y'all are, but I don't know if y'all remember when Janet was doing the All for You concert. It aired on HBO. It was on location from Hawaii. Like that was the best Janet has ever. She looked good during the 90s, but that particular concert, that's when the rumors were that she took one of her ribs out so she could she could have abs. I don't know, but that right there, niece looks like All for You Janet. Um Outfit's cute too. Here's Angel from last night. I really like this look. The only thing I really don't like is I wish those pants would have went into the boots because they stop right under the knee. And I don't really like that little piece of skin that's exposed because you have those like knee high boots, but they don't come all the way to the knee, and then your pants don't go all the way down. I mean, that's probably a look that she wanted it. That's how she wanted it to look. For me, I think it's cute. I like the, what do you call it? Monochromatic look there. I hate why these spaces are in here. Hold on. I gotta fix that because I don't like it. There we go. But now I just took away the boots. I guess I gotta have it like that so you can see. There we go. But I like the whole look, the theme of it, but I just don't like how that skin is showing right there. Then we have oh, here's another picture of Nice. Now Nice, I like this particular I like the suit. The lighting is horrible. Cuz she doesn't have the right makeup on to have she doesn't have the right makeup on to be walking through light like that. It looked real weird. Like her highlighter up in here, her highlights is real prominent. Looks like she didn't blend. But I know she did a good job, a better job on her makeup than that. But I don't like the way they have her looking. But the suit is dope. I love the suit, and we're here for the fashion. So I really love the suit. Then we got Dejanay Carrington. I haven't been having her on here a lot because she's pretty much kind of been wearing the same stuff or just dressing down because, you know, she's injured right now. Her whole thing is she has to have that cup of coffee with her at all times. But I mean, Dejanay is just is Dejanay. You gotta have her on there somewhere. So those are all the people. We'll go through one more time, and I'll name who I want to be uh fit of the week. This is I didn't really think about this before the show, so I don't know who I'm gonna choose. But let me see. You got Angel. You got Niece in the skirt here. Rakia from the Matrix. Marina Mabry, as Eagles brother says, she's getting her groove back. Asia. By the way, Asia's outfit this week was really cute, but it was the same as what she wore at All Stars. She just wore a different top. But those boots are fire that she had on. Here's Sanaya Rivers, Diamond Miller, Rikia again, Niece with this purple number on, showing the abs, Angel with this brown look that I like. Niece with this power suit that I really like. And then we got Dejanay Carrington. I don't know. Who do I want? You already know who I'm probably gonna pick though. It might be a tie because we might do. I think we might do a tie because I really like those shoes that Angel has on in that first picture. I think those are dope. I thought the suit was cute. It kind of had like your, oh my god, girl, getting blown up here. I kind of like this because it looks like if you wore a sweater, you have your little button down there, and then the white shirt like comes from under your sweater, goes on top of your skirt. But this is just made like that. That's cute. But I think my fit of the week this week is going to be, and I think I'm going to. It's going to be two. I'm going with this one. I'm going with this one from Nice, and I'm going with the brown number for Angel. That's who wins my fit of the week. My fits of the week. So shout out to Angel and Niece, former teammates from LSU, came through with the fits of the week. And that's all I have, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through, joining me on this Friday night edition of J Spot Live. Again, look out for me and Sess. We will try to figure out how to do some playoff post game coverage, mainly dealing with the Aces. It's so funny. We were just talking the other day. 2 years ago, 2 years ago now, is where I first started covering or going live covering basketball. And my very first basketball live was covering game one and game two of the finals with the Aces. And I think, I don't know if RC showed up to the first one or the second one, but RC was one of the first people who showed up to my lives. I was literally talking to myself, and I didn't care because I was actually going live so I can just have it and not have to worry about doing edits. And so I was doing it for my podcast at the time. But yeah, my very first live for sports was 2 years ago, when not LA, when Vegas was going up against New York for the finals, and I didn't do one, but I ended up doing a live covering one and two, and then I did three, and then that's when all hell was breaking loose, and then I did four, and then I did the celebration, and then I did the parade, and then it just hit off from there. People were saying, "Oh, are you going to cover college?" And I'm like, "I don't know if I'm going to do college." And ended up doing college, covering the W again, going back covering college, covering Unrivaled, started the W again. Here we are, and we're getting ready to go into the playoffs again. So, as a full circle moment, I would love to do some kind of um, post game analysis or something like that, live streams after the games. Well, I wasn't doing it after the games, I was doing them the day after. I would do the recap. So I don't know. We'll get with Sess and we'll figure something out. But I love to collab with Sess Talk Sports. We have a good time. So catch me there. Um, I'm going to be doing something. I'm still going to have J Spot Live. Don't worry. I'll still be covering all the playoffs during J Spot Live weekly, but I'm just considering doing the playoff recaps for the Aces as they to see how far they go, and if they happen to make it to the finals, prepare to be sick of me. That's all I'm gonna say. Prepare to be sick of me because I'm gonna be insufferable. Eagles brother says, "Thank you. It should be fun playoffs to watch. Yeah, it should be really fun. This season we got some surprises. We got some upsets. We got um, what we thought would be number one and number two as Minnesota and New York. New York slid down to five. Aces started off very rough. Didn't know if they would make it into the playoffs. They're number two. Seattle was like battling for the last spot. They end up catching, being able to get in there. The Valks, who nobody thought would be in the playoffs, is in the playoffs. So it's been a fun little battle to see who was going to make it into the playoffs. And now the playoffs are here starting Sunday. So I didn't really touch on exit interviews. I don't know if many of you follow exit interviews or not, but Chicago obviously is a hot button topic or issue. I didn't really have it on my agenda to talk about, but it's very interesting what's going on in Chicago right now. Um, I think some things there have been fractured. I feel like there's some things that um, are not easy to repair. And I thought, for certain that watching Angel play in Connecticut was the last time we were going to see her play for Chicago in a Chicago jersey for Chicago. But Jeff said she ain't going nowhere. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. He said that's in the past. I mean, that came up on Sports Center or on ESPN on the ticker, saying Angel Reese is projected or supposedly coming back to Chicago. And it said in parentheses that Jeff said we're going to put the past behind. I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't know. I would rather her and Camilla not be on Chicago anymore, but I know how the contracts work and they're there. Their contract is, there for another 2 years. But with the way things have been going with Angel, I just thought that they would end up trading her. There are some places, a lot of teams want her. I've kind of been a little bit greedy since someone put in my head that she may come to Dallas. I'm thinking she comes to Dallas. She's with Paige. Um, Maybe Nola takes over as the coach, which would be good because she's coached her before and will coach her in, well, maybe, I don't know how they're going to do Unrivaled, but maybe coach her again in Unrivaled. That could be a good relationship there. So we'll see. I don't know. As things unfold, I will definitely talk about it. Thank y'all for joining me on my random lives, because we did talk about that. If you guys didn't see that, I have videos of, the whole situation with her being suspended, and um, how I felt about the front office and all that stuff. I did do some live streams there, and you can find those in my on my homepage under the live tab. Um, I'm trying to think what else. Unrivaled. Unrivaled has some new stuff coming out. Sess and I did a video or a live. Was it yesterday? Yeah, we did a live. If I'm not mistaken, we did a live yesterday, talking about some of the new stuff that Unrivaled is doing, paying their players more, extended. Have two new expansion teams. They're playing 4 days instead of 3 days. No more back to backs. It's some exciting things happening. They're going to start announcing players at the end of this month. So that should be exciting. So, yeah, women's basketball is year round, 365. I ain't going nowhere. As long as y'all rocking with me, I'll be here. And even if y'all not rocking with me, I'm still going to be here because I'm talking about what I love to talk about. So that's all I have. Give me some likes on the way out. If you're just getting in here, if you are in here, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to also sub if you like what you've been watching. And I think that's it. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Like, comment, let me say that again. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. All right. Peace out, y'all.